It's been 2 weeks since Hurricane Michael, with sustained winds estimated at 155 miles per hour, hit the Florida Panhandle. Its pressure the third lowest at U.S. landfall of any Atlantic hurricane on record, behind only Camille in 1969 and an unnamed Florida Keys hurricane in 1935. Such a powerful hurricane strengthening right up to landfall in the U.S. provided unprecedented observing opportunities. On radar, as the hurricane approached the coast, you could see small wavy disturbances called mesovortices rotating counterclockwise on the inside of the eye wall, each its own spinning mini vortex. These created large differences in wind speed over short distances. Then right before landfall, the eye stabilized and contracted, a sign of intensification. Another feature of the eye that was easy to observe is called the stadium effect. The idea being that the eye of a strong hurricane typically widens as you go higher, similar to stadium seating. Here's how that looked on Doppler radar. Each frame samples Hurricane Michael at a slightly higher altitude, starting with 1 kilometer, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. One more time. Notice the higher up you go, the wider the eye gets. This is the best example I've ever seen on radar. You can also visualize the stadium effect on this image from the International Space Station about an hour before landfall. If we zoom into the eye, you can even see the whitecaps on the huge waves in the Gulf of Mexico below. Now, hurricane hunters routinely fly into strong hurricanes, so although this video from the eye of Michael is fascinating, it's actually not that unique. But at the ground, a holy grail of storm chasing is getting into the eye of a near Category 5, which makes these images very unusual. You're looking at the inside of the eye wall of Hurricane Michael. The sun poking out, significant tree damage already apparent. Few beachfront structures near the point of landfall survived the storm surge and wind. Those that did were generally new construction with steel-reinforced concrete walls, elevated on stilts to reduce the impact of the storm surge. Now, this coded observation from Tyndall Air Force Base on the coast in Panama City around noon on October 10th, the day of landfall, is likely one for the record books. Not so much for the wind gust of 112 knots, though that's eye-opening, but for the pressure. That SLP 224 means 922.4 millibars, most likely the lowest officially observed sea level pressure in the United States in the modern era. Because the hurricane was so strong at landfall, the eye remained intact all the way into southwestern Georgia, where it was still a Category 3, the strongest storm in that state since 1898. The damage to greenery, both forests and agriculture, from the Florida Panhandle into Georgia is even visible from space in these before and after images. Agricultural losses just in Georgia may reach $2 billion, primarily in timber, cotton, vegetables, and pecans. And unless you routinely visit the Florida Panhandle or own property there, that may be where you most directly feel the impact of Hurricane Michael, in some prices you pay at the grocery store in coming months. Stay tuned. Ben has our extended forecast next.